What is up, Mets fans? Welcome back to another episode of the Mets'd podcast. We've got a new reliever in the bullpen, and he played for the Yankees. Luke Weaver, a New York Met, coming on over from the dark side to Queens. We'll talk about the Mets' moves along with signing all the old Yankees players, because the Yankees have never signed Mets players. Don't look at Amed Rosario and what team he plays for right now. But hey, we got Luke Weaver. We're going to talk about what this bullpen could look like, because it still is a major work in progress. Then we got a little media marvel for you guys, too. We haven't done it in a minute, so quick little...
we did it like last week.
Yeah, but that was like not official media marvel. This is going to be like media marvel, because we got some crazy stuff that's been said over the last few days. Quick little episode for you guys. Hope you enjoy it. If you do, make sure you're subscribed over on YouTube. Shout out to everybody who's been subbing over there. We really appreciate you. Shout out to all our members too. You get access to the episodes early. And if you're listening to us, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, drop us a rating, drop us a review, download, and subscribe. All right, James. Initial reactions to the Luke Weaver signing. I know we didn't put out an initial reaction video, but you're getting it now. What did you think?
Initial reaction, I think, is just good. I think that Luke Weaver has become a good reliever. I to be honest, I've always had a soft spot for Luke Weaver. He was one of my first real prospect fascinations back in the day. But it's a good fastball. He's done good work the last few years, especially with the Yankees, to get a lot more vertical action on his fastball. He has a good changeup that works well against righties and lefties as a right-handed pitcher. He's a good pitcher. To me, he's a good pitcher. I think that some people instant react sometimes to news like this, where you get a guy the Yankees didn't sign, people freak out just for that. But he's over the last 2 years, you have 150 innings, you have a WHIP under 1, you have a 3.2 ERA, you have a 30% strikeout rate. For $11 million, I think it's hard to get a better reliever than that.
He's a splitter guy, changeup guy. What's his thing? Changeup. So I know they're not the exact same, but to me, it feels like he's going to kind of fill the Reed Garrett role that's kind of been going, because Luke Weaver's a guy, too, who I think made 60-something appearances last year, but through 80 innings. He has the ability to go multiple innings.
2 years ago.
2 years ago, okay. He has the ability to be stretched out a little bit more than the normal reliever, because he was a former starting pitching prospect, formerly traded for Paul Goldschmidt. Also interviewed Luke Weaver back in 2019. Really nice guy.
Nice.
Good dude. But I just feel like it's a better version of kind of what this bullpen-ish had last year. I see him being in that Reed Garrett, almost like fireman role a little bit.
Kind of. He also just could be good enough to be the eighth inning guy. I am starting to become curious whether or not we add another $10 million reliever to this bullpen, because we have 3. That's already, it's become a...
Minter's good. Minter's a guy that
very good.
I think was expected to be our eighth inning guy last year before the injury. So those two probably flip-flopping based on what the matchup is for that eighth inning before you go to Devin Williams. They're not the sexiest name by any means, but you might look back at the end of the year and see a couple guys with low 3 ERAs and you'd be happy.
100%. Also, Luke Weaver last year made 64 appearances for 64 innings, but 16 of those he got more than 3 outs.
Okay, great. Yeah, I love that. And that's something we've always talked about, too. We want... It is such a weapon to have a reliever that can get more than 3 outs, and we've seen Carlos Mendoza is not afraid to pitch relievers either for more than 3 outs. He's a big fan of that up-down.
I also think it's funny to look now and be like, Luke Weaver's going to make $11 million. We'll see contract details. It seems to just be a straight 2 for 22. Devin Williams, after the deferrals, it's between $14 and $15 million a year. So those two guys together are making about $3 million more than Edwin Diaz by himself. And you can kind of see where the Mets were thinking. And then with that leftover money, you probably still add one more $3 or $4 million dart throw reliever. They still need gas in this bullpen. We've still talked about that.
Yeah, badly.
Luke Weaver he doesn't not throw hard, but he doesn't throw hard. He's going to sit 95, which is average for a right-handed pitcher right now in Major League Baseball. We still need some fucking 100-mile-an-hour heat, but he's, again, this is a good reliever. There's also some good facts here about Luke Weaver. He got injured last year. He strained his hamstring, and people, especially talking to some Yankee people today, they felt like he never got right after that. In 25 2/3 innings before he went on the IL at the end of May, he had a 1.05 ERA. In 39 innings after that trip to the injured list, he had a 5.31 ERA. And he only gave 26 earned runs on the season. 5 of them came in one game in August, I want to say. It was late August. No, it was mid-September against the Twins, who was one of the worst teams in baseball at that point anyway.
Bad.
And in 5 days before that, he gave up 3 against the Tigers. So reliever ERAs are very fickle beasts. And the fact that he gave up 8 of his 26 earned runs in 2 of 3 appearances in the middle of September. And there was some, definitely some inconsistencies after his hamstring injury. He also, I don't want to scare Mets fans, there might be some PTSD with this line right here. He dealt with some pitch tipping things that went on through the postseason. he was like the worst pitcher in the history of Earth during the postseason this year. He became unusable. He had some really awkward quotes. He gave a couple to Martino towards the beginning of October. He was like, I just want to get back to pitching. Like, I feel like I'm out of sorts right now. I feel like I'm not able to attack the way I want to attack. Like, seemed like there was some mechanical things pre-pitch that he was fighting with himself with that definitely hurt the way he, again, pitched in the postseason. I think also closed out the year.
And he sits like 95, right? Like
95.
He's mid
average
mid-90s
for a right-handed
guy.
pitcher.
Yeah, average and out of the bullpen. That's not like elite numbers like you would see out of a starting
It's
pitcher.
average.
You mentioned about the velo because that is the biggest thing missing from this bullpen. We love velo over here. You guys might not, but it's just statistically better than throwing softer. It's a fact. There's not a lot of velo available that is good. A lot of the velo available is going to be projects. It's going to kind of be shots in the dark. Like Hunter Harvey throws really hard, but he
might not be a shot in the dark at this point.
You don't think he is?
I don't think you get Hunter Harvey for under $7 million.
Okay. I guess that's probably not a shot in the dark then if you're going to be in that range.
Definitely. And again, he's dealt with injuries, but he closed the season last year healthy. So I do wonder if you can get a guy like him. But like, I think something cool about Luke Weaver, which I do think this Mets bullpen needed right now, is that while he doesn't throw hard, his fastball does play up because it has really good hop and it can miss bats in the strike zone. That's a word we use a lot, hop or ride. It just means that the fastball has the backspin and it gives the illusion of it rising up to a batter. This Mets bullpen didn't really have a right-handed pitcher with a hoppy fastball. And I think that it's a good pair with Devin Williams at the back. And I'm sure this was like part of the thinking with the Yankees last year and putting these guys together in the back of their bullpen was that Devin Williams is a low slot guy and the fastball kind of runs. Luke Weaver's a bit more of a high release and his fastball rises. So I think that's a good way to change hitters' eye levels, which could be the last two innings for us. And AJ Minter has some hop on his. He got some cut on it too. But he's a lefty, so slightly different look. I think it was a different look the Mets wanted. I'm happy to get a reliever whose fastball can miss some bats.
Yeah, because we desperately need bullpen help again. The bullpen was bad last year. It wasn't very good, and getting another major league actual reliever helps.
Yeah, it is funny to me a little bit that we're just remaking the Yankee bullpen that they overhauled at the trade deadline.
Yeah, a little concerning. I think that's fair. We are really banking on some bounce backs from guys, which is always scary.
Some bounce backs where things under the hood still look good. Like Luke Weaver still missed the bats last year. Like he had a significantly higher swinging strike rate than Robert Suarez.
I'm sure the fly ball rate with him will play better in Citi Field than it will in Yankee Stadium.
Definitely gave up tons of fly balls last year with that hoppy, ridey fastball that would sit towards the top of the zone.
Makes you think like Mets still need two outfielders. Like what are we going to do there? Because if we're going to have all these fly ball guys,
we think we're going to get them.
We have all these fly ball guys. Who's going to catch those fly balls?
Tyrone Taylor, baby, cover the whole thing. It is funny. Like this, it just feels very incomplete. I think that we are looking for like the one moment, the one signing, the one day, the one trade. Where we're like, oh, nice. Now it's complete. But I just don't think we're gonna get that. Like, this is going to be a bit more of a slog of an offseason, a bit more of a grind. But this is where you test your stomach and you really figure out what we got here.
I was texting you yesterday that I've kind of got like I'm at the point now where I think I've gotten over it. At least I'd like to think I've gotten over it. And it's like, well, there's nothing that me or you can do. We kind of just have to sit back and wait. So I'm going to kind of try and convince myself that I'm feeling better about what's been going on, despite knowing that this Mets team is not as good as they were last year, and last year they stunk.
Yeah, and I also think that there were some fears in the Mets community that we were just going to punt and like tank, for lack of a better term. I think seeing the last couple of days, again, well, these are not sexy moves. The fact that you add like $20 million for Jorge Polanco and $11 million for Luke Weaver, it's an indication that you're still trying to win baseball games. And like, I don't even know if you saw this, but if you look on Fangraphs right now, I think we're projected to have the fifth highest win total in baseball.
Yeah, no, we are. All the projection systems still love us. Now, granted, part of that is them thinking that Mark Vientos will be a Major League Baseball player. And there's a more likely chance than not that he's not even on this team by the time that the season starts. I mean, you still do have Jeff McNeil, relatively speaking, from a starting pitching standpoint. The Mets have a ton of it, which I'm sure the projections love, that you have 9 starting pitchers that could theoretically throw. You still have Francisco Lindor and Juan Soto, who are 2 of the most valuable players in all of baseball. Like, I can see the rationale behind it, but it's just hard to see the way that the team played last year. The roster just get worse and be just like,
with your eyes.
Yeah, eyes. Be like, this is not as good of a team. And then be like, well, fifth highest projected win total right now. Like, if I was betting on that, I wouldn't, because let's go Mets, smashing the under, hammering it.
I mean, I wonder, where do you think right now our win total would actually be? 85.5? Would you go over and under?
Well, based on what the projections are telling you, it seems like it's going to be higher than that. But
I just think that right now there's a glut in Major League Baseball of teams in this exact same range. I think it's kind of baseball right now feels kind of like the Dodgers, Gap, Blue Jays, Mariners, Gap, everybody else.
You don't put the Yankees in that gap either. In that,
I think the Yankees are approaching that gap. But the Yankees also this year. We don't know when Rodon's coming back.
True.
Cole's also missing the beginning of the season. They might get Tatsuya Imai. It's also the Yankee element of this is all very funny.
It is very funny. It's just a fun conversation because now every time the Mets sign a player, the last few, it's been Yankees players, and that's all the Yankee fans could talk about.
And we're getting guys very quickly off the Yankees very consistently. Like this offseason alone, we've already gotten Weaver and Devin Williams. Like they're 8th, 9th guys going in. Like last year it was Soto, Clay Holmes.
I like to think about it from the other perspective because like the Yankee fans are ragging at us. You're taking our sloppy seconds. You're taking our what did the Lion say?
I don't think he's. I'll look it up right now.
He made some sort of comment about like their hand-me-downs or whatever it's going to be. But it's funny that if Met players went to the Yankees, the narrative with them would be that they wanted to play for the real New York team.
He said it's weird the Mets are collecting former Yankees.
It's only weird if you make it weird because you guys signed Amed Rosario. There's been plenty of former Mets that have gone through the Yankee system. It's not like this is a new thing. And also, like, if you look at this Yankees roster, there's a bunch of players that came from the Rockies, one of the worst organizations in baseball. Bunch of players that came from the White Sox. A couple players that came from like from horrible teams. I'd rather take players from good teams, I guess.
It's also a case, especially with Williams and Soto, and it might be a case with Weaver. We see what happens in a few years. These guys are all going to spend more time with the Mets than they did with the Yankees.
Yeah.
Like when Juan Soto shows up on opening day this year, he will have played more regular season games with the Mets than the Yankees. Once we get to May, he'll play more total games with the Mets than the Yankees. It's also I don't know if a lot of you guys listening to this live in New York or not. I think when a lot of these guys start in one of the New York teams, let's say you have an apartment that you like, which is a hard thing to find in New York, no matter how rich you are. If two teams offer you the same contract and one team you don't have to move, I think you just take that deal. Like you don't want to deal with all that. Like all the logistics are taken care of. You just sign the paper and you sit back on your couch. It's awesome.
As much as people also hate New York, people love New York. So these guys might be like, I want to stay here and my team won't keep me. I'm going to go to the Mets.
And again, Luke Weaver is just a good reliever. He's not a great reliever. We're not pretending he's a great reliever. He's
like
a good reliever.
They thought like 2 years ago, where like, did they find the new Yankees closer type thing?
I mean, I think they did for a second. It is funny that the Mets have signed the last 3 guys that lost the Yankee closer job.
Yeah.
You think about it that way. Clay Holmes, Devin Williams, Luke Weaver. 3 guys that got replaced as the Yankee closer. Maybe after next season we get David Bednar.
The last few guys that the Mets have brought in from the Yankees, they've completely saved their careers. Clay Holmes now is a really good starting pitcher, pitching for Team USA. Shout out Clay Holmes. Luis Severino got a big payday after taking complete try me out. Let's add Devin Williams and Luke Weaver to the bunch.
I think I can. They're just good.
Don't bring up Frankie Montas, but
don't bring that one up. I mean, he failed with both. He just not built for New York.
He took a stop in between too. It's not like he just went directly.
It's funny too that this Luke Weaver contract happened within the hour of Brad Keller signing with the Phillies for literally the exact same amount of money.
Yeah, these teams all know the values of these guys.
Yes, and it would happen instantly. And another real message for this Luke Weaver signing, because there's still been the bubbles of the trade between the Mets and the Padres. This was another one. There was no reporting. There was no connection. We had it like a tiny bit before it happened, but it was like we as in like the Mets community, like people started tweeting about it, not like Mark and I, because we don't have that. It was just when Mets make a move, it's going to be the silence of the night.
Yes.
It's going to be like... What's the line from Sopranos? Like, I bet when it happens, you don't even hear it.
Yeah,
that's what every single Mets move feels like at this point.
Yeah, that was
Bobby Bacala.
Yeah, Bobby Bacala on the boat, right?
Yeah, and the boat, because then he got the train store. But whatever, it's whatever gets reported out there. It almost makes me think less and less if it's going to happen. Like this Padres trade thing, we've talked about it over and over and over and over again. It just feels like it's not happening.
I don't see a way that it makes sense for the Padres, like ever.
I think we could probably cross off Mason Miller's name from it.
Yeah,
I think that's the one thing. I think there probably still is an avenue to get through here where the Mets wind up with like Pivetta, Estrada, Morejon, Laureano, like 1 to 3 of those players in one shot, and you send back some combination of Sproat, Vientos, Acuna, Peterson. Like that
Kodai,
Sanga, like those conglomerations of players. I think we can find something, but I'm sure for Carson Bench, especially because of the fact that they just gave up one of the best prospects in baseball, they probably started asking for Carson Bench, which Jim Duquette dropped that SNY on Thursday night. And I was like, That's not happening. And then they probably ask for Tong. You probably say no to both, and you move on to the next stage. This probably happened a week ago, and we only got to hear about the beginning of this week.
Yeah, I know we made the video about it. I gotta get them views, but like, I don't think for a second either of us thought that any of those trades were going to actually be happening.
Especially not Mason Miller. And I think you guys agree with that too. Like, I would love to have Mason Miller in this bullpen. Like, the way this Mets bullpen looks right now, it's not
good.
It doesn't make me want to puke anymore, which I think is a really big step.
You know what?
I think that's a really good thing.
It looks like a Cincinnati Reds bullpen.
Oh, good. Like Cincinnati Reds in a good year bullpen.
Yeah, like that's what it feels like right now, which doesn't make me feel good.
This to me right now looks like a bullpen that could have the 11th best bullpen ERA in baseball.
Lock them in right outside the top 10, 11 to 14.
Last year we were 15th, and that was like the worst case scenario happened across the board. But we also had Edwin Diaz. Like this year, we could be the best case scenario, the 7th best bullpen ERA, the worst case scenario, like the 18th.
And it does lead the question: what's more important, having a lights out ninth inning guy, or having everybody else be lights out to get you to the ninth inning?
And I think for where the bullpen was, we probably just would have slightly rather had a little bit more depth and volume, I think.
I'm cool to make myself think that would have been better right now because I have no other option. I'm
100%. That's where we have to be.
I'm cool to Stockholm syndrome myself into just thinking that this surely has to be better than what it was last year. But
also, it is about time to see if the development machine can convert a reliever at this point.
Well, yeah. When you brought up the velo, I wanted to bring up Dylan Ross, Ryan Lambert. Those are two guys I think we are going to see in the Mets bullpen at some point in the Major League season. Dylan Ross maybe even out of spring training because he got that little look at the end of the year.
And he's on the 40-man, where Lambert was still to be added to the 40-man, and our 40-man is full right now. Luke Weaver's not even officially on. Someone's going to get cut there, but we got Brandon Waddell cut for Mark's boy, Drew Romo.
Why are you saying my boy?
That's your boy. That was your boy in the draft.
I did not like Drew Romo. I didn't
that's why
like him.
That's why he's your boy. Like that, it seems like he's going to compete. Again, this is
also
where we're at in the offseason right now.
Because it's the offseason, you can't have guys on the 60-day, right?
Yes. So, 60 doesn't start till the season begins.
So Tyler McGill will be another empty spot whenever the season begins. Dedniel Nunez will be another empty spot. Are we missing anybody else?
Yeah, Reed Garrett.
Reed Garrett, yes. So those three will also be free. And also, like, there's a good chance Sproat goes to the bullpen to start the year, too. We talked about it a little bit last episode.
Do it the whole year.
I mean, he throws like 98 as a starter.
Might be nasty.
I'd low-key love to see what he can do in like a 2-inning role in the bullpen.
Yeah, I mean, this guy's not going to pitch in the bullpen, hopefully. But Nolan McClain on the Pitching Ninja podcast last week said he wants to throw 100 this year. His max, I think, is 99.1. We're probably going to get, I mean, the way things are looking right now, we're still going to see about the outfield. Carson Bench probably gets a 40-man spot much sooner rather than later. So he gets another one of those 40-man spots. So there'll still be a little bit to play with. There's still a long way to go in this offseason.
Some nasty players on this 40-man. Just to tell you guys a couple, like...
Name them.
Ji-Wan Bae.
Oh, what? He's still...
Ji-Wan Bae is on the 40-man. Yeah. Jared Young is on the 40-man. I feel like he's a little redundant right now on this team. Doesn't really fit in. The infielders or whatever, they're all major leaguers. We do have 4 catchers right now on our 40-man, adding Drew Romo with Hayden Sanger. One of them is going to get cut off of there. Pitching-wise, like I liked Austin Warren, but again, he's probably a guy who's a possible casualty off of this. Dick Lovelady, I think, too. Joey Gerber, Cooper Crusoe, Alex Carrillo. Those are probably all guys that could be considered to be taken off, too, even though some of them are new acquisitions. But there's definitely a lot of room for this roster to improve because it seems like we have the premier talent. We have the guys that are up here. We have a lot of the middle. We just need to raise that floor a little bit because the bottom of it's like, oh, woof. What are we thinking here?
And we probably still want one more hammer on top of everything.
Yeah, I would feel great with one more on top of everything. I would love one more premier player on this roster. How about 2? How about 2?
Mark and I have been doing some like past couple year contract stuff for the windup. Like I think we mentioned this last episode. And like you just look at these last few years, like the guys that signed when everything kind of felt dead already. Like you had Matt Chapman signed below market. Last year you had Bregman signed a 2-year deal or 3-year deal, and then with the opt after one. Blake Snell, Pete last year signed way late for below market. Teoscar Hernandez is the first contract. Pivetta last year took a 2-year, like $30 million contract. Cody Bellinger twice. Not like last year, but the non-tender year and then the year after that, he signed late for below market value. Like there's a chance that one of the Framber, Ranger Suarez, Cody Bellinger, like even like Kyle Tucker at this point, crew makes it to February 9th without a contract. And then you can, especially if you get to the point in the offseason where maybe we've already signed a player with a qualifying offer, then you have less of a penalty for signing the second player with a qualifying offer. You're more willing to sign one of those guys. Like that's, I think,
I'm starting to think it's Framber.
I think Framber for 3 years feels like the opportunistic move with a mega high AAV, like with $30 million a year.
Yeah, 3 for like 100.
Yeah, 3 for 100, and he can opt out after the second
He
year.
can opt out after whatever year he wants. Hey, opt out whatever you want. We got you for 1 year on $33 million.
Yeah, we just give him the Alex Bregman contract.
Yeah, I'd be down for that because our concern with
Super
Framber
down.
is not next year. It's not the following year. It's like when he's 36.
Yeah, it's like 3 years right now. I'm really scared about Framber. It's the same thing for Ranger Suarez. Like, I think he's someone that
I'm still completely out on him. Lance Brozdowski just put me so far like in the Ranger Suarez is due to stink book.
Well, I mean, the Phillies fans, because I posted a video about it on my Twitter from a video I put out on my channel about free agents I don't like, and he led that video. And the Phillies fans wanted to eat me alive for it because Ranger Suarez is like a 2.2 playoff ERA and like 3 starts.
Cool, man.
But like I think that you probably still get a good Ranger Suarez for 2 years. I think that
it's probably a safe bet. I'm so not interested in him. He's like the anti-pitcher right now, if that makes sense. Because he is. He was throwing like 89 by the end of the year.
But again, I'm not giving him like 4 years. But if I want to give him 1 year, 2 years, opt out, like you can still find a way there. I just think that, again, this is not sexy podcast talk.
No.
This is gonna be an opportunistic offseason. We're gonna find our spots, and we're gonna let a really good farm system have chances to win lots of these jobs and make themselves heard.
Luke Weaver's in the thumbnail, might be in the title. Everyone knew this was not going to be a sexy podcast when you clicked on it.
No way. And then just some other like housekeeping stuff around before we do like one funny media marvel to close out with you guys. Mark mentioned it, Clay Holmes, and Nolan McLean are going to be on Team USA for the World Baseball Classic. Not a popular take in Mets world. Mark and I are firm World Baseball Classic guys.
I love it.
Incredible tournament. I know we got scorned by it once, and Buck Showalter let that ruin the entire season allegedly. But I love the tournament. I think it's a fun time. And I think it's cool those guys are getting that exposure.
Yeah, the Mets are going to have a ton of guys on there too. You're going to see Lindor, Soto's also playing. I'm sure you might even see like Luis Angel Acuna make a Venezuelan roster. You might see.
I almost instinctively said Pete. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that was almost bad. I wouldn't be shocked if like Mark Vientos, I think, can play for Nicaragua. He might want to take some ABs, but he also might have to prove himself in spring training. Hey, Ji-Wan Bae might play for Korea.
I'm hoping Ji-Wan Bae is not associated with this team. A certified bad guy. I mean, even a guy like Alvarez can sneak on a bench. Like I mean, Soto of course can lead the Dominican team. Like there's going to be a lot of Mets showing up to that.
Yeah, and I love it. Shall we? Oh, was there more in the?
2 more funny quick housekeepings. One, we have a new upper level pitching coordinator. As the siren blares behind me. John DeRoyne pulled him from University of Arizona. Got some good words from the pitching community that he's sharp. Guess how old he is?
What's his name?
John DeRoyne.
All right, he doesn't have one of those.
It might
names
be DeRoyne.
Braden.
DeRouin.
I'm gonna say 27.
He's 25.
Oh, wow!
He's Brandon Sproat's age. He's going to be the AAA pitching coach.
There's a chance he's born in the 2000s.
Yeah, I think almost definitely.
There's a chance.
Yes, he's Brandon Sproat's age. He's going to be the upper level pitching coordinator. I'm sure he's been working a lot with AAA pitchers. And here's a funny one: Kevin Plawecki. He's the Padres catching coach.
What?
Yeah, he's on Craig Stammen's staff.
Good for the Plaw Dog. All right, Kevin Plawecki.
Yeah, right. Cool.
So
knew how to catch.
Yeah, he definitely knew how to be behind the plate and catch a baseball when it was thrown to him. Shout out to Diana, again, the queen of Mets baseball Twitter. She put out like a very funny picture because I think Nolan McLean and Jonah Tong were doing some charity stuff for the Mets, which is also funny because I'm like, Jonah Tong's got to be on the major league roster if he's doing charity work.
And Sproat.
And Sproat, yeah. But she put up pictures of all the old Mets Santas and the elves that they would do for their thing. And like Brandon Nimmo played Santa most of the years. You see like Noah Syndergaard on there. Kevin Plawecki got into one that with Jerry Blevins. You see the people that are involved. Like J.D. Davis was one of the elves one year. Another picture, Dan Vogelback is behind while Todd Zeile is Santa. And then my favorite being the combination of Brandon Nimmo as Santa, Edwin Diaz, Robinson Cano as elves. And oh wait, is that Corey Oswalt making an appearance? Like this team is so fucking cursed at times. It's crazy.
Send me that tweet. I'm gonna put it in the edit. Okay. And then close you guys out with a media marvel that we had to find a way to address it because when things like this come across your desk and like there's been a legend like creating takes, incubating them for as long as this person has, you can't let one of these go by because you do not know when the next one's going to come. And Mike Francesa blessed us on this front the other day, saying that he heard through a source that the source of the alleged rift that we have no proof on, no verification
that everybody close to the Mets never
says not true,
says doesn't exist. Everyone else is like, there's a problem.
Everyone on the radio says it's true, but everyone else says it's not true. That the center of the Brandon Nimmo Francisco Lindor rift came over the Donald Trump presidential election, which is just
no matter what side you're on,
it's so funny.
Whether you like him, hate him, feel nothing about him, that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about the thought and the idea that could have possibly happened, which is so ridiculous. It's absolutely insane. And Mike Francesa being about 2 weeks late to this whole conversation is the cherry on top, where he's like, you know what? I think Brandon Nimmo liking Trump is the reason that Francisco Lindor and him didn't get along. We're like, where's that even coming from? Nobody said they didn't get along.
It's just, again, with Mike Francesa, he's been doing this a very long time. He kind of created this entire ecosystem that we get to benefit from at this point. Like, I don't know.
He's a founding father for sure for sports talk.
The world for regular guys just dropping crazy takes about sports.
He's not a regular guy. He could have been an NFL head coach.
True. No, of course. I mean, Bill Parcells said so. But, like, he's a legend. Mike Francesa is an absolute legend. Again, we love him or hate him. The guy is an icon. Truthfully, always is. Like, he's giving this talk on him. He said number one. Again, this is why Michael K has his complex, because every single day, month, year, he lost to Mike Francesa.
Yo, God, that obliterated.
That'll wear you down. But like, we're not going to get these takes from him like that much longer. So to hear these, like, it warms your heart for these to kind of make it into the field.
And then also just to see the comment section. And the absolute mutants that eat it up. It's crazy. Again, it's like, how are we getting into politics with this? Let's just talk about baseball, guys.
That's awesome. Close it out. Who's the next player the Mets sign?
Ooh, next player the Mets sign. All right, I am gonna look at MLB.com free agents. I think it's gonna be another reliever, and I'm gonna say that the Mets are gonna go after. The name that jumped out to me instantly. Pierce Johnson.
Yeah, I like Pierce Johnson, but I think he's going to get too much for the Mets right now.
Okay, that was the initial name that scrolling through relievers jumped out to me, and then weirdly the other one was
like Pierce though.
My guy Josh Winkowski.
Wow, Winkowski. So he's going to fill the Brandon Waddell role since he just got DFA.
Yes.
I keep coming back to Hunter Harvey. I wonder what his market looks like. So like everyone knows that guy's arm is ready to explode at any given moment. He's had, I think, a rib, an ankle, wrist, whatever he's had. I think that we're going to get Michael King news soon.
Okay.
I think he's going to be a Met.
I mean, I'd be happy with Michael King. I know that's your boy. I would happily take him on this roster. He would help out this rotation a ton.
I think he fits a ton because while you really can't rely on Michael King volume. I think that if he's healthy, he's going to be one of the 15 best pitchers nationally. Like we saw that 2 years ago. And he might get hurt, but that's why you might get an ace for cheap. And I think that the Mets right now want to add a wild card into this pitching mix. And like he's a wild card of a better version than Kodai Senga is.
I like that. I don't know. Maybe they'll sign Miguel Andujar. Who knows?
I don't really think I can see that one happen.
Last thing, by the way, we got nothing on Murakami still.
Nothing. I think someone's going to swoop in. Like someone has to.
If I backdoor into that Guardians take out of absolutely nowhere that was ill-informed, I would be so happy.
I'm hoping I didn't accidentally ruin the guy's market with a bad stat. I tweeted from bad info.
If you knew it, James, everybody knew it. I'm sorry.
100%. Yeah, but it's funny as hell. I think he's still probably going to be good actually.
Yeah, I think we're probably overreacting to everything that we've seen, or maybe we're not reacting enough.
Like I don't think. I mean, yeah, possibly. Like I just think his range of outcomes is like Christopher Morel to Nick Kurtz.
His range of outcomes is like Joey Gallo.
I mean, Joey Gallo back in the day put together some good offensive seasons.
He did have a couple good seasons. Yeah, that's fair.
Like he's probably Matt Wallner who can't play defense, but like he might be like there. I don't know. If you just iron things out, like a guy with like him with elite,
or he's Michael Tolia.
There's something elite inside the Munetaka Murakami. I know that for a fact.
You know that for a fact?
I know that for a fact. You got something.
What's your reasoning for that? I gotta unpack this one for a second before we wrap up.
I mean, he had one of the greatest seasons in the MPB history. Like it's the second best baseball league on earth. It's better than anything we have in the American minor leagues. Like he went out there and he put up the first 50 homer season since Vladimir Valentin.
It's true.
Like that's it. He did something.
Does that not scare you that Vladimir Valentin's also put up a 50+ home run season like that in the MPB?
Put up 60.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. Does that not scare you a little bit?
I'm telling you, the floor is someone who's not playable, but I still think the ceiling is someone that's like a 30 homer power bat that could be in the middle of a lineup.
Yeah, he's not going to play for the Mets either, so it really doesn't matter. Just
no, probably not. 117 though.
Snuck a little ball talking for you guys.
Who knows what's going to happen? But like this, we're in the mud right now of the offseason.
You know what? Bring back Wilmer Flores. Why not?
Yeah,
that's my next move.
Get rid of Mark Vientos first.
All right, guys. That's it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Make sure you subscribe to Mets'd on YouTube. And if you're listening to us, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, drop us a rating, drop us a review, download, and subscribe. You can follow James on social media at
James Chiano.
Check out the link in the description to the merch if you want to buy some. We appreciate you guys, and we'll catch you all in the next episode, hopefully, to talk about a good move, not just Luke Weaver. We'll catch you then. Peace out.
Peace out, guys. Let's go Mets.